Hello and welcome to Drive-In Double Feature Podcast. I'm Nathan,
I'm Ryan.
and this is the podcast where we talk about two movies a week every Tuesday and Thursday. But before we get into this week's episode, I want to talk to you about a Patreon. If you head over to our Patreon, just for $5 a month, you get fun bonus content like seeing Ryan's Tight Five. He's doing that over there. He's becoming a stand-up comedian, and he's practicing all of his jokes over there. So be sure to tune in. I, nah, I'm just kidding. I don't know where that came from. I think you should become a stand-up comedian.
No,
Saying, no, you don't think you can handle it?
I don't think so. That'd be way too much. I think I would die.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But anyway, we do have fun conversations over there. But no main show content is locked behind there. But let's get into today's movie. We are talking about Flowers in the Attic from 1987. Yes, we're wrapping up Louise Fletcher month, people. I know you guys were loving it the whole way through. Even if you had to listen about our dumb palates, or we love chilies.
I want to say for the record that I do like eel.
I love
That's all I
shark.
want to say. That's all I want to say. It just
Yeah,
I like certain seafoods.
yeah. I
Or,
don't.
according to a YouTube comment, we only like to eat at Chili's,
Yeah,
which I
which
don't even remember what that was romance, what that was even
did we
referencing.
bring up chili? I feel like if we
Did
brought up chilies, we were joking. Like I wish Captain Ishmael gave us chilies, chips, and salsa. That's kind of funny, actually.
Oh,
Oh
can you
God.
imagine going with Kirk Douglas to like 2-for-1 drink night at Chili's?
Oh, that sounds awesome, actually.
Get the big mouth bites.
Yeah. And he's just pounding back chilies margaritas. You can't tell me that doesn't sound like a great time.
I would
Um,
totally.
but let's talk about not a great time. Let's get into Flowers in the Attic, directed by Jeffrey Bloom, based off the novel of the same name, very controversial book by V.C. Andrews. And I guess I am a Philistine. I didn't know this book existed. Brian was the one who had to tell me, and I watched this movie blind, and then I read what the book was about, and I was like, oh my God, the book is way
But
worse than what this
I,
movie does.
I I can't tell you how worried I was like going into this movie because
Yeah.
yeah, like I when you're like flowers in the attic, I'm just like, oh no. And because I knew about all the themes and stuff in it. I mean, I had no idea of like what the how different the movie was to the book, but knowing what I know about the book, because I had mentioned to Nathan off air that
Mhm.
um how I knew of it is that there was a segment on I Love the 70s on VH1. Now, the book came out in the 70s, which is why they were talking about it, but they were talking about like the whole plot of the book, and I'm just like, oh, like,
Mhm.
and then I read like the description of it like a long time ago. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't think this book's for me. And
Mhm.
I stowed it away until Nathan's like, flowers on the attic.
And then just like a brain blast right back at you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was just picking it because it's one of Louise Fletcher's most popular movies that was available on streaming.
Hmm.
People have watched this movie, and I guess it was a really popular book. I don't know how popular the movie was. Well, no, it made 15 million on a 3 million budget. That's pretty dang good. Um, but yeah, so the book plays with themes of incest, and the incest plays a big role in that movie. Um, and or sorry, in the book. And I guess I wasn't expect. I didn't know what to expect from this movie. I thought it was going to be because I knew it was about kids being locked in an attic. So I thought maybe it was just going to get really like brutal, like like very like dark because that's stuff that's happened before. Kids getting locked for years and years in places, stuff like that. But no, incest has to be tied into it. And just for the record, when this movie was being optioned, it actually took a long time because VC Andrews had a say in the script, and she actually passed on multiple scripts. Wes Craven wrote one of them, and she skipped over that one. And she specifically picked this one by Jeffrey Bloom, who's also the director, because it was the closest to the book. Um, But from what I read, this movie just had a horrible creation. It was just producers trying to cut scenes out of the movie because I guess there is one main incest part that stays in the movie, but in the book, the main brother and sister sleep with each other. They have a sexual relationship. That's not in this movie. It's more hinted at. Well, it had nudity and scenes like that. It was an R-rated movie in its original cut, and it got test screened. People hated it. People were like, "This is disgusting. I can't stand this." So they went back. They actually reshot an ending and they re-edited down to a PG-13. And Jeffrey Bloom seems like he resents this movie in the way, which and
I
I
wanted more incest.
and nudity for kids that are supposed to be kids in a movie, which I never can stand that. Even if the actors are above 18, it's still like is an icky thing. It's very
Well,
oh, go ahead.
no, the guy playing Christopher, he was like 26 when they
Oh
made this
yeah.
movie.
He did not convince me. Also, he was very boring. um
Yeah.
Uh, but but yeah, so it's funny we're doing this since right now it's like a big online controversy that they're getting rid of incest game. Well, now it's gone to on all adult games, but it started as incest games and all that, and now of course we're talking about this. Um, but yeah, that's another thing. This movie was made for a lot cheaper than they wanted, so they had to hire a bunch of they weren't able to hire a lot of the actors they wanted to. Like Sharon Stone was supposed to play the main girl in this movie, and she actually had to get passed over for Christy Swanson. The two biggest names are Louise Fletcher playing the grandma and the mom, Victoria Tennant, who she was married to Steve Martin at this time, only for a few more years after this movie. Um, so the way the movie starts, Christy Swanson loves her dad, and he's like her favorite, which already right out of the bat, I'm like, damn, that sucks.
So going into this movie, I didn't know like how much was in or not in it at the time.
Yeah,
And like all I knew is like incest is gonna happen at some point.
yeah.
And the way that like how worried I was, like when he was like the dad was just like petting like Christy Swanson's like, "You're my favorite, you know, I love you
Hmm.
so much." And like I'm just like, oh, like is this like is this the thing? Is this where it starts? And luckily no, he's just a very affectionate father. But
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
I was the whole time I was just like, oh God, already.
You're like leaning. Yeah, I didn't even have that inclination. I just thought like, oh wow, he has a favorite. I think that's just bad parenting. Like because there is a daughter, an older daughter, older son, and then two twins, a boy and a girl. But the father dies in a car accident. So the mom takes the whole family to their grandma's home so she can end up back on the will. Well, she has to work hard to get back on this will because she left to get married to her uncle, and all the children are incest children. I actually was like really surprised by this. I when it was said, it was like when because Louise Fletcher's like, you guys are all evil and like you're mistakes. Your mom, we ran away with her uncle and had you guys. I was like, oh what? Hold on. This is Are you kidding me? So yeah, what a reveal for a movie. And they're all perfectly normal kids, normal children of incest, I guess. Um, but yeah, no, we already have that. It's already really it's seedy, right? It's kind of dark and seedy. But that doesn't ruin the movie by any means. I think what ruins this movie, I don't know how you felt about it. I don't even think it ruins the movie. I wouldn't use that word. I feel like this movie's just a tad bit slow. I thought it was a little boring, actually.
So I kind of like the movie.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. I was expecting to not like it because I was kind of expecting it to be kind of really gross and a lot of themes that would make me like uncomfortable. But outside of that one scene, like, you know, with the reveal and anything, like the incest part really doesn't come into play. I mean, the only thing that like that's hinted at is just like Louise Fletcher is just like it doesn't want any of the children of the like the opposite sex to be sharing a bed together. So it's like
Mhm.
doesn't want the girls to be sharing a bed with the one of the boys and vice versa, just because she thinks it's something like they're going to be doing something together or whatever. But
Mhm.
that there's never a hint of that. I mean, there's like a
Really,
scene where like
I felt it. I felt like there was tension between the older boy and girl. I did. Yeah, there's the one scene where she's naked in the bathtub and he's like peeking in and they're like talking to each other. And I get it, they've been living with each other for a long time, but I don't know, that scene there was like a weird tension to it.
maybe, I mean, because there's that one scene where he's like washing her back or something.
Hmm.
And I, so I mean, well, okay, I'll take that. Not any period, but they didn't go as far as I thought they were
No,
going to go.
no, there's no
Uh,
actual sexual thing happening.
no, no, none of the children, or any nudity or anything like that. So,
Mhm.
um, but yeah, no, I was slightly entertained by this movie. I thought it was decent. I didn't think it was great, but I wasn't really bored during it. I had a lot of cheesy melodrama,
Oh
which
yeah.
which can be pretty entertaining in my book.
Yeah, I don't know. This one, it kind of, it definitely has its moments, its melodrama. I guess sometimes it just felt like it was a little slow. I mean, I liked how the plot was laid out. I like Louise Fletcher in this movie quite a bit. She's hamming it up as the mean old grandma who will not let anything down. And I guess she was out in character the whole time. This is one of those times where she was in character offset, which sounds miserable.
Like to these children or whatever, they're just like, I like Louise, and it's like, no, get away.
Shut up. Yeah, because which is kind of funny. But she's cheesy. Victoria Tennant, I do like the character arc she has because they're locked in a room and that's where they're stuck for a long time. And the mother only shows up every once in a while. But as we find out with the movie, is that she's not actually working towards getting back on the will. She's just found another man and wants to forget about the children and locks them away so she doesn't have to deal with them. That's a good reveal. I think that's like
Yeah,
such a scummy, like it works. I think that's pretty smart.
yeah. I kind of had an inkling of that, like especially when it's
Yeah.
like mothers stopped appearing, less and less type of thing, and I kind of had an inkling. It was like, okay, it's not. This is like a two-way street here.
Hmm.
Like she does not want to see these kids at all.
No. Yeah, so she's left them behind and the kids kind of left to do their own thing. But one of the positive things is there is a door to an attic. So that's where the name of the movie comes from, Flowers in the Attic, because they're up there making like little creations out of all the stuff that's in the attic. They try to make the best of what they have. Um, so the movie is a lot of them just hanging out in like two settings, talking to each other, dealing with what they got going on. Um, how did you feel about the kids acting?
So if I was going to say something I didn't like about this movie, it's the acting from the children.
Hmm.
I didn't think any of them were that good.
None of them.
Um,
It sucks to say that because they're kids, but I do think it's very important for a movie like this where the focus has to be on the kids. And I get it if the two small children aren't very good, but the two older kids aren't very good. I think maybe Christy Swanson's okay. I can handle her, but the older brother, he's pretty bad.
he's very bland and
Yeah.
just I never I never got the sense. Now, Christy Swanson, I think, is at least trying. Like she's
Yeah.
trying to give a great performance here, but at the same time, she's kind of being, she has to carry a lot of the weight, and I just don't think she can support it that well. And
Mm.
but I do think she gave it a good try, and she did the best she could.
Yeah, I don't dislike Christy Swanson in this. Now, the little boy, I forget his name in this movie. I don't know what it was. He got on my nerves, man. I did not like him at all.
And so spoilers, when he died, you're like, yeah,
Get
awesome.
out of
You're
my
like cheering.
movie. Yeah. No, but well, I was kind of ready. I don't know. Maybe this movie didn't hit me the same way. I was ready for that plot line to be over. I don't know what it was when he got sick, because he gets really sick at one point in the movie. Well, and come to find out he's being poisoned. But he gets really sick and he's like dying, and it lasts for so long, and I was just like, man, I know he's gonna
You're like,
die. Can
just
he just
die
die?
already.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, get out of the movie already, because he's sick for so long, and they're all dying. I love the makeup that they do get, where they look pale.
They all look so ghoulish.
I know, it's really depressing. God, I here's the thing. I feel like no, I might have to take this back. I was gonna say that I bet reading this is really good. I bet you the descriptions are good. But then I'm thinking, no, the book is probably very smutty. Like it's probably pretty gross.
Yeah. I so well, I mean, since we're here, I'll talk about it, but
Mhm.
there is a very big difference between this one and the book because the book was a part of a series. Like
Okay.
Flowers in the Attic was the first book in the series.
Okay.
So, um, spoilers, like we're jumping ahead here, but um, the mother in the movie dies,
Yes.
and in the book she doesn't. Like
Yep.
she and her husband like just end up like leaving the manor and like just abandoning the children. Like they go and like move out,
Hmm.
and then the kids are just kind of left to their own devices and just like, what now type of thing. And then the second one, there's like four books in the series, by the way.
Okay.
The
Wow.
second one, the second one is insane. Like,
Really?
uh, yeah, well, going back, like the first book, it's very smutty. There's like a lot of like very like romantic, sensual sex scenes between like the two kids.
Okay.
And then there's a scene where like Christopher rapes her,
Oh,
like
Jesus. It's
rapes his sister.
it's not. Oh, God.
And,
Horrible.
and and there's a scene where like the guy that the mom had married or like was dating or engaged at the time, like Christy Swanson, like she like goes downstairs and like makes out with his sleeping body, like just kisses his sleeping body and stuff. And that's why Christopher rapes her is because he like finds out and that whole just like really gross. And then the second one turns into like a revenge plot line of like um Christy Swanson's character trying to go after the mother, Corinne.
Hmm.
And like so at some point that Corinne, not Corinne, no, I think her name's Kathy in the book.
Okay. She has a different name in the book.
No, isn't her name Kathy? Corinne's the mother's name.
Oh, yes, Cat. Oh, yeah, Christy Swanson is Kathy. Yes.
Yeah, Kathy like ends up marrying a dude, getting pregnant by him, and then leaves him. In order to get revenge on her mom, she seduces the guy, Bart, and sleeps with him and gets pregnant by him as well.
Oh my God.
She has this baby. She names that baby after him, names the
Bart?
baby Bart. Yeah. And and then Bart and the grandmother end up burning up in Foxworth Manor, and then Corinne gets committed to like a mental institution.
There's two more books after this?
Yeah, yeah. And then at the end, she finally ends up marrying Christopher, like becoming like a full-on couple with him.
Oh my God.
And then it goes on even more like where like Kathy's kids just like start wondering like why do my mother and father look so similar to each other? Why do they look like brother and sister? And like he doesn't tell them or anything. And Corinne ends up being like this like because it does a huge jump into the future where Corinne becomes like this crazy old woman living next door, but they don't know who she is, type of thing. Just,
Good God.
just this really insane plot. Like you should just go and like read the descriptions of the books and just it was just
I
like,
might have to.
what? What?
That's insane. No wonder they didn't make any more after this one. Well, especially because they don't really follow the plot. Because the ending was reshot, but the ending was still different. Um, what the kids show up at the wedding because the mom gets married to Bart at the end of the movie, or at least there's a big wedding, and the kids show up and everybody's shocked. And in the original ending, she actually gets a butcher knife and tries to kill them, but the butler, who never speaks to them, who treats them like garbage, saves them, saves them from her mom. And I guess test audiences didn't like it for whatever reason. So they reshot it, and it's actually a different director, which makes complete sense because I think the ending is nothing like the rest of the movie. She actually falls off, and she falls off a ledge, and she ends up dying. Um, and it's kind of bad in my opinion the way it's shot. I don't. I think there's like a nice like, oh, she died, cool kind of thing. But it does, like, when I read that, I was like, it does feel different from the rest of the movie.
Well, yeah, you don't see anything like really violent like that like
Hmm.
beforehand because it's you never see like any real violence or anything, and then that one I
Hmm.
could just it's not like this super brutal death, but it does kind of come out of nowhere. You're just like, oh, like she's dead.
Yeah, yeah, she's just dead. Yeah, it's interesting. Um, but I guess
I
even, but before, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I I mean, I didn't mind the ending of it that much though, like because I was just kind of rooting at that point. I was like, oh God, I hope this mother dies. She's like a terrible, awful person.
Yeah, she's very manipulative because there's one scene where they reveal what's going on, and Christopher, the whole time he's like, no, I trust mom, I trust mom, and Kathy's kind of like, I don't know if I trust her anymore. But there's one point where they say that, and she like is like, how dare you question what I'm doing and all that, and while all the while, well, she is just locking
Well,
them up to die.
because she comes upstairs and like they haven't seen her in I think months or
Mhm.
something like that. And she's like, oh, I was whisked off away and had like this really long vacation with him, and it was so magical. I had such a great time. I brought you back some presents, and they're just like, presents? Like what? Huh? Like
We've been
like
locked away.
we've been locked away in here. We're dying. Like what's his name? Corey or whatever his name
Yeah,
is
the little
dying.
boy, yeah, Corey.
Like he's dying right now, and then she's just like, well, like how dare you be so insolent? Like I'm here like I'm here trying to be entered back into the will, and you guys are being so ungrateful. And it's like, because he's like going around gallivanting to these other countries, and basically she's just like, look, just wait a little more time. Like, father's almost dead. Once I get married, we're good. And then they're just like, is I think she even said like something like, oh, well, we could just leave right now, or you could just
That's right.
wait a little bit. And Christy Swanson's like, now, let's go now. And then
And- yeah, and
and
that
then
wasn't actually an option.
yeah, they're like, no, we're just gonna wait.
Yeah. Which I think that scene's pretty fun. But we also get some escape scenes. There's a big scene where they rope out down from the top of the roof of the home, and then I guess they unleash the dogs on them because it's a manor. I guess they have somebody watching at all times, and they shine lights on them, and then a whole pack of dogs comes at Chris. Nothing happens from it. They end up just back inside, and they get into trouble. Um, but yeah, it's filled with like little moments like that. But for the most part, it's a melodrama taking place in a couple rooms, watching these kids locked up slowly wither away. Um, I guess like there is charm there. I definitely see why you enjoyed it. I just felt like for me, I wasn't like, I guess I wasn't enthralled by it the whole time.
No, I can understand that too. It's not like an exceptional movie, but I was kind of invested at that point to where it's like
Yeah.
I wanted something terrible to happen to this mother because, it's also revealed that these cookies that she was feeding them, like she was lacing them with rat poison,
Yeah.
and that's what ended up killing Corey.
Yeah. Because oh yeah, Chris is like a little doctor. He
Oh
has like
yeah.
medical like expertise.
He wants to be a doctor, and he's able to like read these books and just be like, while he's up there, he's like, oh, now I'm an expert doctor.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, this is rat poison that most doctors wouldn't be able to check for." Um, just silly. But yeah, overall for me, I would give it a not recommend. I think it's not bad or anything. I don't think it's bad at all. I just don't think there's a lot here. But how about you, Ryan?
I I don't know, because I'm like, I don't think this is any type of movie that anybody would ever you should seek out, because I don't think you're really missing out on anything.
Hmm.
But I mean, I was just gonna say like maybe like a very, very light recommend. It's just
Hmm.
it's not one that I would say go out of your way to see, or even one that like you got to go watch it right now. But I just don't. I had a decent enough time where it hooked my interest, and for something that my bar was set extremely low on this movie. I was expecting to really hate it. I was surprised at how much I didn't hate it.
Yeah, well, no, and I think that's a good thing. I think that's good to like come in with like I feel like sometimes low expectations aren't a bad thing for a movie because that's when you can be most surprised. So, no, I think that's a good thing. But that wraps it up for Fletch month, but not that Fletch. But Ryan, what are we talking about on Thursday?
Well, we're gonna be talking about the movie Fletch, Nathan.
No,
Nah,
what? The new
nah.
one.
Yeah, the new one with John Hamm.
Hmm.
But anyway, Nathan, we are gonna be talking about the movie Body Slam, and that's streaming for free on Tubi right now.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to watch that. And if you want to send us an email, you can email us at driveanddoubleFeaturePodcast@gmail.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, do whatever wherever you're listening to this from. Thank you for listening. But until next time.
Until next time.